So what's it mean to you that the Eagles make this obviously grand gesture for you in that kind of contract?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Really appreciate Howie and this whole organization, Nick and Coach Clay and Tyler and Joe P and Mr. Lurie, and I mean, the list goes on for days. So I'm just so grateful to be here. I've loved this place from the start. I want to be here my whole career, and that's a big step in the right direction. And I just can't wait to keep going.
How important was it to see like the other specialists, so you see Braden and Ray come back as well too? You guys all together again.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, we have such good chemistry. We work really well as a group. Braden helps me out so much. Rick obviously starts everything and is kind of the glue to the whole operation. So to have some consistency there and have really good pieces there means a lot.
Does it mean something to you to be one of the highest paid kickers now, tied with Justin Tucker?
I obviously really appreciate that. I appreciate it. My family appreciates it, and it means a lot. But at the same time, I'm just grateful to be here more than anything, and for them to make a gesture like that, just to tack on 4 more years. This is like I said, this is a place I love, and I'm just excited to be here.
What have you done these past 2 years in particular to kind of elevate yourself to that status?
I've just kind of kept it my process. I really focus in on my fundamentals in the off season. I think ever since Tyler Brown's come in here with Coach Clay, he's kind of honed in on some of that stuff with me and helped me develop a plan in the off season. I give myself a little break and let my body recover, and then kind of work myself back up and just striving to be more consistent every day. I feel good about my leg power, my strength. I feel good about all that. So, you know, how much more consistent can we get? And that's kind of been my focus the last few years.
How did you figure out that plan in the off season?
Kind of just trial and error, really trial and error. I felt like maybe early on in my career I was going out in the off seasons and just trying to hit big balls, and I don't know, those are fun to do obviously, and I kind of honed that back in and said what's really important here, and that's making kicks. So as much as I can do that, as good as I can get at that, the better.
Do you ever kind of like look back to, you know, your first year here when you first started, and you know, you made obviously the big field goal against the Giants, but I think like Jason Peters might have said something to you beforehand and everything, just kind of like how far you've come since then? Yeah,
I mean, looking back on that first year, it was a whirlwind. I kind of didn't know what I didn't know at the time. I was a young rookie trying to figure it all out. So being around the league and being around veterans like Kelsey and Fletch and all these great Eagles, being around them and just kind of understanding how to be a pro and how to take care of your body, how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your teammates and be a good teammate. I think just being around guys like that has helped.
How meaningful was it that the Eagles also re-signed Rick and Braden?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, those guys deserved it. Super consistent, huge role last year. Braden did a great job. Rick's done a great job ever since I've been here. So just keeping those pieces together helps us a lot. Just be consistent and keep building on that.
You mentioned the
look back
offseason.
and realize that your 61-yarder in 2017 actually more than anything changed the season.
I don't know if I look back on that and say, yeah, that was me, that I did that. But it was a big kick in the grand scheme of things, and I'm glad that one went through. Obviously, just for the course of my career too, because I didn't start off so great here either, other than that one kick. And yeah, I think it kind of just rapid fired my career. It gave me some confidence, and I was able to go on the field and swing a little bit more free after that.
You mentioned some of the off-season stuff and maybe taking a more measured approach. Did you talk to other veteran kickers who kind of let you in on some of the shit?
Yeah, I mean, I've gathered information and become friends with some of those guys over the years, and just kind of being able to watch them work, not even necessarily talking to them, but you know, I've kicked with a few of them in the off seasons and just seeing their approach. Friends with Will Lutz, like just being able to kick with some of those guys and watching how they approach things, like, oh, yeah, that's something that I could use.
I don't want to suggest correlation, but your most inconsistent season came after the first contract extension. Have you learned from that experience, and I guess what did you learn from that period?
Oh, I don't know if that had anything to do with it really, but I don't know that I've learned from that or really looked at that and pinpointed it. But I'm just looking to get better this offseason, and I'm glad we're doing it in the off season, and then we can just brush it off to the side and get to work when we come back in OTAs.
Coming off of one of your best seasons of your career, what areas of your game are you still looking to grow in?
I mean, there's always growth potential. There's always room to get better. There's always room to get more consistent. That's just the nature of our job. It's hard to be perfect. So just kind of striving for perfection every season and every kick. So it's always going to be a one kick at a time mentality, no matter what.
What was your reaction to the shout out in Jason's speech?
It was cool. It was cool. That speech was emotional. I wasn't sure that he was ever going to start, but I was sitting there at the gym watching with my wife, and it took about 10 minutes to get going. But it was fun to, just like always, see how emotional he is about this organization, about this city, and it's guys like that make you want to be around this organization for as long as possible.
And how do you kind of like, you see all the signings that you guys have made like the last few days and stuff, you look around and everything. What do you think about all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting, especially when there's so much dead time, and then you finally get some news rolling in, and there's a lot of it. I mean, Howie's doing a great job putting a great team together like he always does, and I think getting guys here like Saquon and all these other big names, it speaks volumes to the organization and what Nick's built here and kind of the culture that he's built, and guys really respect him and what we have going on here. So it's exciting to see, but just can't wait to get those guys in the building and get back to work.
I know you're not scouting edge rushers, but the Memphis community is pretty tight.
Yeah.
Is Bryce Huff someone that you know from?
Yeah, I do. I know Bryce a little bit. I think we crossed paths briefly, and then obviously having Kenny here, it's like, it's Bama, Georgia, Memphis. So we're piling them on here.
Coming off, speaking of free agency, now you've been part of this leadership group now for a while now. How do you guys plan on integrating everybody to make sure everybody's on the same page? Because it's different personalities.
Yeah.
Locker room. How you guys plan on doing that?
I think it's really easy when you got guys like this in the building already, and the way Nick really pushes culture, especially right when we get into OTAs and pushing the connecting aspect of it. I mean, he does it so naturally that it's easy for us to just follow him and follow along. And having guys like BG back really helps because he'll connect the whole group. It's not just a defensive thing for him. So we got a lot of great leaders and a lot of guys coming up and kind of taking those reins, and it's a total team effort, but it's exciting to see all these guys added.
Do you ever think about how your career might be different hadn't the Eagles poached you off of Cincinnati's practice? I don't recall who beat you out for that kicker job.
Randy Bullock.
But, was it okay? But do you think how your career might have been different if, there hadn't been an injury here and they hadn't been wound up somewhere else, Cincinnati, wherever?
Yeah, it's crazy. I try not to think too much about it. I think at the end of my career I might a little bit more, but I'm certainly grateful to be here. Thankful for Cincinnati to give me the opportunity in the first place, but obviously thankful to be in Philadelphia. I've just really loved this city and embraced it since I've been here.
Take a few more.
There's always so much turnover in the NFL from year to year, but you mentioned Tyler a little bit before, and Joe P, and obviously Michael.
Mm-hmm.
It's been turnover in the coaching staff, but not for you guys in special teams. How important is that for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's crucial. You see all over the league the turnover in the specialist community, and it's hard to get an operation down. It's hard to get consistency and just have the chemistry that we've built. So as long as you can keep three guys together, the better. And in my opinion, that'll only help us going forward.
Braden got here later in the season. How did you guys go about building that cohesiveness?
Yeah, we had known each other previously a little bit, just from working together in the off seasons and stuff. So we had a little bit of familiarity, but he came in and he's such a good holder and just such a natural person to be around. So just the personality was easy to get along with and get better with. And then he's an outstanding holder. So you're not going to hear any complaints from me. He's saved us a couple times.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.